This is Football Nation America and welcome to our channel. Now that the NFL's new rookies have found a home with their respective franchises, it's time to handicap the Rookie of the Year races. After considering our pre-draft evaluations along with our college to pro projections and the situation each was put in, here are our top candidates for both NFL Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Who has stood tallest above the rest of the field? Let's talk about them. 10. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. New Orleans Saints. A third New Orleans Saint cracks the top 12, and this one was another steal at one of the most valuable positions on the defense. His best play has come in the slot this year, where he's earned top 20 marks in passer rating allowed and yards allowed per slot coverage snap, while his 80.5 PFF grade is the fifth best among all players at that alignment. Adding to his value, he's also been a solid blitzer and picked up 11 pressures on his 43 pass rushing snaps. With these remarkable achievements, he is one of the top 10 NFL Rookies of the Year. (9) Juan Thornhill, Kansas City. The coverage ability of Chiefs safety Juan Thornhill was apparent throughout 2019. He allowed just 0.22 yards per coverage snap. That is the sixth fewest in the National Football League. And you may know, he yielded just one play of 20 or more yards all season long. Sadly, he tore his ACL in the season finale, but he still has a bright future at the safety position.
With the big hitter, and it's just really thrown up there for grabs, hoping that Lloyd can run underneath.
8. Jonathan Taylor. Indianapolis Colts. Indy might have signed Phillip Rivers in free agency, but they made it clear when they traded up to select Jonathan Taylor 41st overall in the draft that they're still going to run the damn ball. And given that he'll be running behind the second highest graded run blocking unit of the 2019 season, Taylor should put up numbers right away as a Colt. Taylor produced the second highest measuring grade in the FBS over his 3 years at Wisconsin, and he averaged an absurd 4.2 yards after contact per attempt over his career. His combination of size, speed, and cutting ability is precisely what you want in a running back, and Taylor couldn't be in a better situation than behind that strong Colts offensive line.
Over 7 yards per carry too, which is incredible for a running back, especially in the Big Ten. That's a running confidence, you know?
7. Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins. The situation Tagovailoa finds himself in is nowhere near as good as Burrow's, and there are still some question marks surrounding his health and whether or not he will even play early on, but Tagovailoa has the traits to succeed in the NFL, even when playing in an offense like Miami's. Devontae Parker is coming off a career year in terms of our grade and will arguably have the best quarterback he's ever had throwing him the ball in 2020, assuming Tagovailoa plays. The former Crimson Tide star was the only college quarterback to produce elite passing grades in each of the last 2 years. He and Joe Burrow were the only quarterbacks who produced top 15 negatively and positively graded play rates in that same span. That is what earned him a place in the top 10 Offensive Rookies of the Year candidates. 6. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, the team that picks number 1 Offensive Rookie of the Year do so for a reason, but the situation Burrow finds himself in is nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. The Bengals made a fantastic move to kick off round 2 of the 2020 NFL Draft by snagging Higgins, who has the size and ball skills that would have made him in the WR1 conversation in past draft classes. At 6'4", Higgins has an enormous catch radius and would routinely overpower defensive backs in tight coverage. He was the only wide receiver in the class to put up an elite 2-year grade on such instances. Pair all that with the kind of NFL-ready accuracy that saw Burrow shatter PFF college records in 2019, and you have the potential for a truly dynamic passing attack in Cincinnati. 5. Sean Murphy-Bunting. Buccaneers. The 2019 draft class didn't produce many great rookie defensive backs, but Murphy-Bunting may turn out to be the best of the group. The second-round pick out of Central Michigan barely played to begin the season but since became a valuable starter for the Buccaneers. His 32 points saved leads all rookies in the secondary, persists. He's got his flaws as an occasional boom or bust, overplays his hand corner, but he's shown the discipline necessary to put these rookie mistakes behind him and become a stabilizing force in a Tampa secondary that was among the league's worst in 2018. 4. Maxx Crosby, Oakland Raiders. You could make the case here for Panthers defensive end Brian Burns, but Crosby has been the more effective pass rusher in a greater amount of playing time. That's been a godsend for Oakland, which had a league-low 13 sacks in 2018. The former Eastern Michigan star needed some time to adjust to the NFL, but his move to the starting lineup in Week 5 set off a string of strong performances. He had 10 sacks in the 12 games that followed. While concerns about his athleticism followed him to the league, he's shown he's capable of working along the edge or cutting back inside to shrink pockets and create havoc. Crosby's still got a ways to go. He's still an inconsistent tackler and can struggle to contain ball carriers, but his promising rookie campaign suggests he should be a John Gruden favorite in the immediate future. 3. Devin Bush, Steelers. Bush inherited the undesirable job of replacing Ryan Shazier's presence in the middle of the field in Pittsburgh. Even though it's early, Bush looks like the missing piece in the Steelers' never-ending quest to rebuild the steel curtain defense. He was called upon to be a sideline-to-sideline player in the linebacking core alongside Vince Williams. That meant handling coverage over the middle of the field as well as shooting gaps to bring down tailbacks near the line of scrimmage. He was solid in both phases, showcasing not just the awareness to track the ball through traffic but the explosive burst to make plays in the open field. Bush has also been effective when it comes to erasing pass-catching backs in the flat or in wheel routes. That was vital in a season where Ben Roethlisberger's elbow injury stripped the Steelers' offense down to quad A levels. Pittsburgh remained in a position to make a run to the postseason late in 2019 despite a 1-4 start and an offense that ranks 29th in the league in yards per play. The Steelers overcame that deficiency behind a defense that ranked first in the league in takeaways created. Bush, with 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 4 fumbles recovered, was a big part of that. Two, Josh Allen, Jacksonville Jaguars. The former 2-star recruit only had scholarship offers from 2 Power 5 football programs, Kentucky and Kansas. He barely played for the Wildcats as a freshman before emerging as a good pass rusher, 14 sacks as a sophomore and junior, and then an unstoppable 17 sacks as a senior. Even with that growth and production, he slipped to the Jaguars with the 7th overall pick as 4 other defenders and quarterbacks were selected ahead of him. Now his stellar rookie season has failed to earn its proper due because of the proud tradition of dysfunction surrounding him in Jacksonville. Allen led the team in sacks, a team that also features veteran pass-rushing stars like Calais Campbell and Yannick Ngakoue, despite sliding out of the starting lineup and playing only 60% of the team's defensive snaps. He did so despite transitioning from a stand-up linebacker at Kentucky to defensive end. Nothing about Allen suggests he'd ever be this good, and he just keeps trashing expectations and delivering monster performances. 1. Nick Bosa, San Francisco 49ers. Bosa has lived up to the family name in his first season in the NFL. The former Ohio State star overcame an early injury to become a dominant force in San Francisco's pass rush, which finished among the league's top 3 in sack rate. He's also petty as hell, and it's delightful. Bosa got his revenge for Baker Mayfield's collegiate flag planting by harassing the Browns quarterback without reprieve. The rookie had 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 2 hurries, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery while playing just 37 snaps in his signature game of 2019. He's had others that have been nearly as great, including 3 sacks and an interception against the Panthers, 4 tackles for loss against Washington, and 2 QB hits and a tackle for loss in a vital showdown with the Saints. He's been a massive cog in San Francisco's defensive machine. The Niners rank first in the NFL in passing defense, second in total yards allowed, and have held opponents to 8 points or fewer 4 times this season. That made him an early choice for top defensive rookie honors the evening before he made his Super Bowl debut. That is all about the top 10 NFL rookies 2019-2020 season. If you did like the video, let us know by hitting that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. Which players have improved throughout the season to put their stamp on 2019 and set lofty expectations for their futures? Let us know in the comment down below. See you soon with new top 10 videos here at Football Nation America.